So we're going to start a 21-day challenge. With this, I'm going to start at a baseline of day 0 and see how far I can get in those 21 days at this particular task. Today's idea is going to be a 1-mile run. Being an athlete growing up, running was generally viewed as punishment. Today, we're going to see if we can change that around and have some fun. And we'll track on an app on the phone to see where we can go to where we can end up. That's dumb. I want to see if I can actually decrease the mile time, something I've never liked doing. It feels pretty good to get outside, although running can sometimes not be that fun, especially in the cold. Here in Northern Virginia, right outside of DC, it's a nice warm 33 degrees today, so a little bit above freezing. Baseline's done. Day 0 had, as you can see here, pace was definitely not there, went out way too fast, died at the end a little bit, but managed a decent time. I'm 200 pounds, so running isn't my most favorite, as I said. Hopefully that will drop too. So day 2, cut a little bit off the time, as you can see. Overall, pace felt better in the beginning. There's this part right at the end where it goes uphill, and it's tough to really push through that one. I'm not sprinting towards the finish, but trying to maintain my pace. Obviously, I did wear the same shirt today for day 2. Just want to update you. One additional thing I might do is actually start to stretch and get a little bit of warm up before I go. Right now, I'm actually literally starting cold. It's about 28 degrees today. Probably not a good idea.
So for a warm-up, what we have to figure out is what muscles we're going to use. When we run, it's just like a car that we use a lot of the same parts. What we have to do is utilize our quads, hips, calves, and hamstrings. It's a good balance that we need to keep, so we need to be able to maintain a good flexibility. We want to get into the best range of motion that we can do. For the next one, it is the world's greatest stretch in name, and because it is. Take the time, hold this for 30 seconds, and be able to feel great. For the leg swings, we want to keep our position still and allow our leg to swing just like a pendulum. Don't compensate, keep your torso still, and let it swing. Let it go side to side and don't feel like you're driving it. If you have nothing to hold on to, use a wall or any base of support to be able to hold on to while you do the leg swings. It's easy.
Day 2 is in the books. As you can see, it kind of messed up on the app where it didn't get the GPS tracking until about halfway through. You can see that the time is about the same as it was yesterday, so sometimes we aren't going to make progress. Ankle's a little sore, which stunk, but push through anyways, and it's so cold out there, it's not fun. Pace is going to be messed up, even though I promise you, I ran the whole stinking thing. If you did the same thing 21 days in a row, you're going to be a little sore. So I'm going to have to push through some of that soreness sometimes. Hamstrings, ankles are sore from the running I'm just not used to. Time to toughen up. So today's run, day 3, day 4. Had to take a day or 2 off from traveling and jury duty, which you can't miss. I think the rest actually helped me out. I finished at 7 minutes and 15 seconds, so that's the lowest I've been so far. Maybe a day or 2 off was a good thing. During this run, it was about 43 degrees, so a little bit warmer. I kept feeling like I needed to mentally push through. So for the next few days of this run challenge, I'm going to be dog sitting and house sitting for family. With that said, I'm going to have to run a little bit of a different course. Today, unfortunately, I'm going to have to run on the treadmill, so as much as that stinks, I'm going to have to update with a photo of that. Otherwise, I'll hopefully be out in the streets where it'll be a little bit easier to maintain a pace. We'll see. With the actual running, things seem to be going a little bit easier. Not that I feel like I'm actually getting faster, it's just by certain points I don't feel as tired, like my heart's about to bump out of my chest. If you enjoyed this or at any point feel like I did a good job, hit the thumbs up, like that, subscribe to me for things I'll be doing in the future, and give me a comment, just let me know that you actually watched the whole thing. And hopefully it takes you less time than it took me to run a mile to write a comment. Thank you. And as you can see, the time is pretty consistent from what it was yesterday on the treadmill. A new route, so I wasn't sure exactly where every turn was, but I definitely do like running on the asphalt compared to the treadmill, just from the change of scenery. There was a pretty big downhill at one point, which I was happy about, but I also knew that meant that there would be a pretty big uphill towards the end, which I don't know how I get myself into that one.
Another day, another 39-degree run.
So I just finished my day 12 run, and let me tell you, it's not getting all that much more enjoyable as I go. The run itself is getting easier, and actually today I felt like I was able to push through in terms of once I was halfway I thought, wow, I'm actually not tired, which was scary, and then I was actually keeping pace. Past 2 days running, I've been able to keep a sub 7-minute pace, which I started at 7, about 47, and so 6:59, and then today was 6:56. So I am making progress, whatever percent that is. I'm happy with it. I'm going to take every little bit of success I can and not feel like I have to achieve a certain time. With that said, I do not see how people can run a sub 4-minute mile. At least I know that they aren't 200 pounds like I am, but update with the scale on that soon. Hopefully it will be good progress. Until then. Because this is an experiment and it's my experiment, I'm okay with taking a day in between just as an extra day of rest. It's just going to be able to help me figure out optimal running schedule for the future, and it's not just for these 30 days. Oh shoot, 21 days. Oh yeah, no, just 21 days. So just for the 21 days I want to be able to do this running series, and then after that if I want to do a mile every 2 or 3 days, go for me. So I just finished running the 21st day, the grand finale, and it sure felt that way. As you can see, my time had only improved, which is fantastic. I could not be more relieved that I am through this, and I don't mean that just because I didn't want to do it. It's easy to do anything for 21 days, just going through the motions, being able to do it. But when you're pushing yourself to do something that you truly don't enjoy, I consider that a success for my own self. And again, because this is my social experiment, I couldn't be more happy with my own efforts. So I started from a 7:47 mile time for 1 mile on day 0, baseline 0. And I made to a 6-minute and 30-second mile on day 21. So, caveat to this. It had been a little bit with the gaps I had. I took purposeful rest days. And there's this thing called the coronavirus that just came through, which really kind of got in the way. So I had to take a few days off there from my own work and being able to have that shut down and being able to get through and figure out what I'm going to do for occupation and be able to get some money. So with that said, I could not be happier just to be able to go through it all, especially in these times where we're supposed to socially distance and somewhat isolate and self-quarantine ourselves. This 21-day run challenge is a great idea. We have the time. You are going to be 6 feet away from people at all times, I promise. If not, run faster. And with that said, try it out. Let me know how it goes for you. Start on day 1. Don't give yourself any type of judgment on how you do, but look to improve each and every day. Consistent effort, eating well. Oh, another thing. I couldn't figure out where I ended up on the weight scale because I don't have a scale at home, and the one at the gym, well, is closed. Well, thanks for watching. And yes, I did grow this out.